Hey there, and welcome! Today, we're diving into a pretty specific pathway to Australia, the Subclass 114 visa. You know, if you've ever thought about bringing an older, dependent family member over to live with you permanently, this is going to break down exactly what you need to know.
So, what is this visa really? Well, at its heart, it's a permanent visa, but for a very, very specific situation. The words you really want to lock onto are single, older, and most importantly, financially dependent on a relative who's already living in Australia. We're not talking about a short trip here. This is all about reuniting a family for good.
All right, so let's say someone qualifies. What does life actually look like once they have this visa? Because it's not just about getting into the country, it's about having the real support to build a brand new life.
And the benefits are pretty huge, which is what makes this a true residency visa. We're talking about the right to stay, work, and study forever. And here's a big one. You can enroll in Medicare, Australia's public healthcare system. For an older relative, that is absolutely crucial for peace of mind. And on top of all that, you get pathways to sponsor other family members and even shoot for citizenship down the road. It really is the whole package.
That all sounds pretty amazing, right? But it obviously leads to the next big question. How do you get there? What are the actual rules you have to play by to even have a shot at these benefits?
Okay, this next part is super important. We're going into the essential eligibility checklist. These are the absolute non-negotiables you have to take off right from the very beginning.
The whole thing really rests on two main pillars. First, you've got to have a sponsor. That's a relative or their partner already in Australia who is basically your anchor. And second, and you absolutely cannot miss this detail, the application and the final decision both have to happen while the applicant is outside of Australia. You've got to stay offshore for the entire process.
Okay, so we've covered the what and the who. Now let's get down to the practical stuff that everybody wants to know. How much is this going to cost and how long is it all going to take?
Let's talk about the cost. The official number you'll see from the Department of Home Affairs starts at 5,280 Australian dollars. But, and this is a big but, you've got to notice that little word "from." This is just the base fee, so you should always plan for extra costs, things like health checks or police certificates.
And now for the big timing question. Look, there's no fixed processing time because every single case is looked at individually. But the government does have an online visa processing time guide. That's going to be your best friend for getting a feel for the current wait times. And this right here really drives the point home. This quote is straight from the Department of Home Affairs itself. So while that online tool is useful, they are being crystal clear that it's just a guide. It's not a promise for your application. So it's really, really important to manage your expectations on the timeline. So as we start to wrap up, there's one last piece of really practical advice from the official sources that you'll definitely want to keep in mind as you get ready for this journey. This is a huge heads up, and it comes directly from the government. If you do decide you want to get professional help, please do your homework before you pay anyone a cent. Make absolutely sure you're dealing with a properly registered migration agent or a lawyer. That one simple check can protect you and your whole application. So there you have it. We've walked through the what, the why, and the how of the Subclass 114 visa. From all the amazing benefits of residency to the very specific hoops you need to jump through. The only question left is the one that only you can really answer. Is this the right path for your family's future?